Let me start with a story here. All of us know how difficult it was to get medicines, hospital beds, and even oxygen concentrators during the wave 2 of COVID. While many of us ordered oxygen concentrators for our companies, we faced a trouble of not being able to clear them from customs and get it to the needy. Those days, very proud to say that this group of supply chain genies or supply chain officers came together and used the power of their relationships to not only clear these concentrators from customs, but also get them transported to our near and dear ones on time. So that is the power of a mastermind group that comes together to solve a problem and gets us a great solution. If India has to succeed in its mission of Make in India or Service from India, the supply chain officers are going to be the nerve center of this mission. And that's why a group like Supply Chain Genie is a very critical group for the progress of the country. The whole purpose of Supply Chain Genie is to solve problems in 15 minutes by leveraging the power of connections and relationships and the network that supply chain officers carry in the country. So let me talk about the differentiating factors. The first and foremost, the group is formed out of a mastermind concept proposed by Napoleon Hill, which means that if any two or more brains come together in a harmonious way, then the power that they get is for 11 brains and magic solutions can happen. For example, if we are trying to solve for a problem which is very time sensitive, we would end up usually going to consultants to first frame a problem and then 2 to 3 months of commercial negotiations followed by a proposed solution. What if all of this can be done in 15 minutes by just tapping those supply chain officers who have solved the same problem earlier in a very effective manner? So you get the operational complexity to be solved as well as practical solutions. So that's one of the differentiating factors. The other differentiating factor is the technology that we use to make things happen in 15 minutes. The technology is built in such a manner that you can connect to any of the other 300 plus supply chain officers within seconds and reach them on WhatsApp, mobile, phone, email, or an SMS. That makes it very effective to reach the right person in a very short span of time. And they can help you not only solve your problem quickly, but also save a lot of precious time and resources for the company in operationally implementing the solution. Imagine if you can even hire your next supply chain candidate within 15 minutes. That's the power that this technology also gives you. Let me explain the mission and vision in 3 simple terms. We want to solve problems for supply chain officers within 15 minutes, and whether these problems are professional or personal. The idea is to save time for the busy professionals. Number 2, these solutions have to be very high quality, that are operationally implementable and are highly beneficial. These solutions cannot come from consultants. These can come only from supply chain officers like you who have solved tough problems at other places, and today a new problem is being faced by another supply chain officer. Number 3, the costs have to be very, very low. If you have to find a solution from a consultant, a lot of time goes in commercial negotiations. Here you don't need to do all of that, and you can bypass commercial negotiations completely while still being able to reach the right supply chain officer with the right solution, all in a matter of 15 minutes. That's what we're trying to solve. Any problem, any supply chain officer, 15 minutes to solve. The new normal is very different from what it was just 3 years back. Things have changed, the ways of doing have changed. Let me take a couple of examples here. Last month, a question was raised on driver safety. And we all know that drivers for our trucks and our cargo movement have been running in very, very short supply. This is not a problem that could be solved by anybody else or a global consultant. What we did instead is we put 10 supply chain officers together in a webinar with a host of 20 or 30 more supply chain officers coming together to contribute, and many other executives coming together to listen. The whole topic revolved around how do we make drivers' life simpler and make their journeys more safer, and also help them with whatever they may need to do their jobs in a more convenient manner. This kind of a conversation could not have been done without the quality of people that we had on Supply Chain Genie. Many of these actions are in progress and are getting to better lives for the drivers. Let me take another example. When COVID hit the country or the globe, the whole supply chain group, as a part of CXO Genie Acts, came together and published a white paper every week over more than 50 weeks. This white paper captured what was happening in the companies, how they were solving problems, and the best practices were being shared by a set of group of individuals compiled by CXO Genie and shared with everybody else as well. That formed a great resource for many of the supply chain professionals across the globe.